So welcome to my unboxing of my hatching eggs. So we've got 3 dozen here. So we've got Silver Laced Wyandotte, Golden Laced Wyandotte, Buff Sussex, Speckled Sussex, Buff Plymouth Rock and Silver Spangled Hamburg. So now we're going to open them up and see how they've travelled through the mail. So they've actually been in the post for about 4 days. Not real good for express post, but they got here. So hopefully they're not broken or anything like that. So we'll start with the smaller one, which should be 1 dozen. Move this one out of the way. Got a fair bit of bubble wrap on them. Not much on the ends though. Actually none on the ends. So we can get this tape off. Okay. Got it upside down probably. I'm not too sure. I think we have, so we'll turn them over. Bit more bubble wrap inside the box. Still, those ends didn't have much protection. Put the box out of the way. Okay, so they've actually got stuff written on them. So it looks like an SS. Okay, so this one here's got the SS on, so that'll be our Speckled Sussex. And that one looks like an SP or a BS. Probably a Buff Sussex. Okay. As you can see, they're individually wrapped. What looks to be a bit of tissue. Oops. There we go there. So they've actually got the letters on the end as well. So this lot seemed to have come in alright. Doesn't seem to be anything leaking. Odd that they wrote on the pointy end there. Most were right on the rounded end there, the bigger end. So that lot there look alright. We just open the next lot. It's interesting, we actually got buff. Actually, what was that we got? We've got two different eggs in this one. Silver Spangled Hamburg, and that would be our buff Sussex. Not too sure why they separated them. Okay, so there's the first dozen. I suspect this package here will be pretty much the same. As you can see, they've come in and they've got a bit of a hole through the bag there. So it'd be there somewhere. This one here also seems to have moved in the packaging. So it's actually coming out the side there. So if I open that one last, it's probably wrecked. Okay. There's plenty of bubble wrap on it to give it a bit of protection, but not on the ends. Okay, again I've got it upside down, so I'll turn them over. So that one's saying Buff Sussex on the tape, which is annoying. And the other one's saying we've got, so we've got Buff Sussex and Golden Laced Wyandottes by that, but it's written on the tape, which we're going to take the tape off. So we'll just make sure we transfer that over. The other thing is, you can see they actually haven't used new containers, they've recycled some. Probably not the best idea. Oh, they got it written under there as well. Okay, so open up the Wyandottes. Hey, they look fine, but we will be candling them all to make sure there's no cracks. Now this one here says Buff Sussex, but I thought the other ones over there were the Buff Sussex. There's only 3 over there along with the Hamburg eggs, so they might have put 3 in each. That was definitely a Buff Sussex. Buff Sussex. It's not looking good. In fact, there should be 6 of each. These ones better be the Buff Sussex. Whoa, nearly dropped that one. That would have been bad. Okay, so that one there is definitely Buff Sussex. Okay, and 2 of them are Buff Sussex. So, it looks as though, where are we? We're over there, that they haven't had enough eggs to make me half a dozen Silver Spangled Hamburg. So I've just replaced it with Buff Sussex. Okay. That was not what I was after, but we'll move on. I had plans for these eggs, that's why I ordered 6 of each. I was hoping 3 of each were going to hatch, but yeah, I'd be happy. But we'll open this one up and we'll see what we've got here. Oops, sorry about that, I just hit you with the bubble wrap. Hope I didn't hurt you. Okay, got this one up the right way. Now this corner here, turn that around so you can actually see that. Got a bit of a dent in there. This was the one where there was actually a hole in the bag up that side, so it's going to be up there. We'll just mark that corner. There's no bubble wrap on top of that. So we've got Buff Plymouth Rock and Silver Laced Wyandottes. They got them written on the eggs anyway, but hopefully. Take that off. So they're the ones that were actually could be damaged. Well, they could all be damaged. That's not good. We've got liquid. So that one's alright. This one here is not going to be. Yeah, I'm not going to open that one. I'm just going to sit that one aside for now. Hopefully it's just the one. This one here's got liquid on it, but it could be just from the neighbouring one. Okay, yeah. That one's still alright too. We'll open the other one later. Put that over there. So currently they look alright, except for that one that's buggered. This was one I was actually worried about with the knock to the corner. We'll start with this one. Okay, they actually look pretty good. So I can only see that one has actually broken, which is pretty good out of 36. Okay, we'll see what else already are. We will candle them. That way we can check for any other cracks or anything like that. A little disappointed about that one because I really wanted to keep the silver Spangled Hamburgs. Okay, so we'll turn off the lights. We'll candle them. Hopefully it's dark enough in here with the lights off. And then if you wait until the end of the video, we'll open up that other egg and see how smashed it actually is. Okay, so it's not real dark. Bit of light coming in, but we should be able to still have a look here and see what we've got. That's looking pretty good. So just have a look. That air sack's moving around a lot in there. It's been a little while since I've had them posted out. Okay, so far they're looking alright. We'll just do a quick go over them. Normally see any problems with them. Okay, so it looks like only that first one we checked, which was here somewhere. Might have been the end one. Yeah, so it's this one here. I know it's focused, but the air's all moving around in there, so that's a Speckled Sussex. It's got a grey lead here somewhere, I think. Look, we'll just put a small dot on it. Yeah, we'll put a little cross there just to mark that one. Okay, we'll get the lights back on, we'll check that other egg. Now, you don't want to put these eggs in the incubator straight away. You'll want to give them a few days to settle because they've been thrown around the post. Posted eggs, you'll have a lower hatch rate than if you've just got eggs from your own chooks or if you've gone and picked up eggs from someone. So we'll just sit them aside, give them a few days, and then we can put them all in the incubator. So now this part of the video is where I do a review after opening the eggs and knowing how everything went. So there's like a star rating for each section. So we've got packaging, how uniform the eggs were, whether I got the correct eggs or not, if they turned up safely, the cost of the eggs, and the postage. So instead of being stars, we're going to use little chickens. So it's out of 7, so 7 being good, 1 being bad. For this lot, for packaging, I'll give them 4. The ends weren't padded as much as they should have been. They put plenty of effort into padding the sides, but just the ends were left unprotected. And using the old containers is a little bit dangerous because you could be spreading diseases, not just from their birds, but from whatever eggs were in it originally. So they've come, you'd never know how old those containers are. They might have got eggs brought in from a different farm and then they've sent out to me. So it's best to use new containers. So I was a bit disappointed there. That's why they're only getting 4 for their packaging. Overall, the eggs were nicely uniformed. I didn't have a problem there, so we'll give them a full 7 for that. Just because there's a few different colours in amongst a breed doesn't really affect the overall quality of the chooks, I believe. So I'm happy to give them 7 there. For correct eggs turning up, you can tell in the video I was very disappointed that the Hamburgs were not all there, and they just refilled it with some buff Sussex. They didn't even let me know. They just put in 2 extra eggs and sent them down. So I was really disappointed about that. So again, it was only the 2 eggs. I still had all the other eggs, so we'll just give them a 4 out of 7 for that. Like if you got just complete wrong eggs, then you'd be really annoyed, but I was very disappointed about that. So for safe arrival, this one's not so much on the people who've packed it. A little bit can be there because if they've packed it wrong, they can have some problems coming through, but I think this lot, it was just coming through the post. They had a really rough ride. There was actually a few there that the air sacs were moving around in. That one I marked that I thought might not hatch was the only the only speckled Sussex that did actually hatch. So overall, just 2 there because not real good on the arriving safe. But as I said, it's more to do with the postal service. So for the cost of the eggs, I'm giving them a 6. They were at a reasonable price. I was fairly happy with them. They weren't the cheapest eggs I've ever bought, but they also weren't expensive. They were the right price, I believe. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought them. So that's why they get 6 there. Now, as for postage cost, this lot I did have a disagreement with them over the cost because they wanted to charge me $25 for each dozen to post out, which is fairly expensive. Normally here in Australia you can get 2 dozen sent out for about $25. It's not so much just the postage cost. Some of it's in the material that they use to pack them, but $25 per dozen was way too dear. So I did get the price down, but it was still not the cheapest. So they only get the 1 chicken there for their postage. So out of 36 eggs that did go in the incubator, it was a terrible hatch. I ended up with only 8. So I was really disappointed. I got like 1 speckled Sussex. There's a buff. I think there's only the 1 buff Sussex, possibly 2. I'm not too sure. There's one could be a Plymouth Rock. and then there was a couple of Wyandottes. There was no Spangled Hamburgs hatched. I was so disappointed that they didn't turn up in the first place. I only got the 4 eggs, but not one of them hatched. But again, I think that was probably the Postal Service gave them a real good shake up on their way. So yeah, wasn't a good hatch rate for this flock. But yeah, I don't blame the people who sent them. I blame the Postal Service. So thanks for watching. You can now watch that egg get unwrapped that was broken. It's actually very interesting. Well, I thought it was. So make sure you give us a like, leave a comment, and if you want, subscribe. I will be making more of these videos. So I hope you enjoyed them. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so we're going to open this one now. This is the egg that has leaked everywhere. If it's going to let it go, I have to peel this off. I've got all the tissues down there because it's going to make a mess. I can feel it's actually probably in at least 2 bits. Actually broken straight through the middle there. Okay, so there it is there. It's running out on me. There's absolutely nothing we can do about that one. That is an odd place for it to break.